There I am. Good morning, 0508. So today is Wednesday, June 11th. And wow, we're already halfway through. We've blown past the halfway mark, actually. Another spirited discussion. Great job by Abir and Marnie. And it's real clear when looking at the discussion how we talk about cancer, pulmonary diseases, and diabetes. That's a pretty broad swath, and all of us have been affected in some way or another, whether it's our immediate selves, our immediate family, friends, it sparked a lot of discussion about the value of hormone replacement therapy. I've known people that have been doing research on hormone replacement therapy for 20 years, and it's like a roller coaster in terms of the benefit. The only clear-cut benefit I have ever seen that has consistently hung in there has to do with osteoporosis and strengthening the bones. The heart benefits and vascular benefits have kind of wavered. Studies on dementia have wavered. I think everybody in this class seems to be in agreement that you can control the things you can control, and why not do things naturally? Why not have an improved diet and exercise? And how about a little bit of laughter? I've seen a couple of studies about laughter and psychological well-being and how it impacts health. So, alrighty. So now we go on to the next trifecta here, and this is Celine and Chris. And again, I apologize by how rapidly we're going through each of these sections, and the three areas that they covered are three separate courses that we could teach, each a semester-long course. So, but they did a great job of doing an overview of osteoarthritis, followed by dementia, and then Parkinson's disease. And so with osteoarthritis, I think the basic tenet that I've always believed in is if you play hard, you pay hard. Okay, so what happens is as you accumulate damage all throughout your lifespan, especially if you're fairly athletic, if you're a runner, things like that, you beat down on your joints, and this becomes kind of a nucleating center for developing osteoarthritis. There's not much we can do. There are lubricating injections into the joints. They do a really great job, Celine and Chris, about looking at the epidemiology, current therapies. An important one is of course the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and you can also do steroid injections. And keep exercising. For everybody I've talked to, if you have osteoarthritis, the worst thing you can do is stop. So you just got to keep doing it, but you just got to demonstrate moderation, use your head, not go over the top. And then they go into discussion on dementia, and again, this is such a huge topic, but they do a really good job going through the epidemiology, the costs, a lot of the symptoms. When we look at dementia, there are a couple of less than 5% of the cases are an autosomal dominant form of inheritance. A couple of you have tapped into this in terms of your research papers. This is where we have problems in terms of the amyloid precursor protein processing, and one of the focuses of new therapy has to do with what has been found from these autosomal dominant diseases, and that's looking at the secretases that cut the amyloid precursor protein. The second area of genetics has to do with risk, and the most common gene that's out there is ApoE, but there are new factors that have been identified that are risk factors that deal with the vascular system, and demonstrating that heart disease and vascular disease and Alzheimer's go hand in hand. One of these is a compound called cyclophilin. There's a a research group at USC that has been looking into cyclophilin as a risk factor. Don't forget, in terms of dementia, while Alzheimer's is the most common form, it can be kind of a gray area. So especially when we talk about things like diabetes, resultant vascular disease, vascular dementia. In fact, you'll see tons and tons of papers out there that call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because of the link between dysfunctional vascular function and Alzheimer's disease. In working with your clients, you guys also remember there are kind of reversible forms of dementia. One of them is pseudo-dementia, people that are severely clinically depressed. When given antidepressants, their dementia will disappear or at least be dramatically reduced. There's also tons of metabolic dementias. You can have kidney disease, liver disease, and like I referred to, one metabolic dementia is diabetes. If you can manage these diseases, then you can manage the dementia. My dad once went to the hospital with a kidney stone the size of a golf ball, and he was expressing significant dementia, and it was because of the buildup of uric acid in his blood. Once the kidney stone was gone, the dementia disappeared. From there we went to Parkinson's disease, and again, this entire semester, this is the specialty of my laboratory. Lots of really neat new information about how exercise retools the brain so that you slow the progression of Parkinson's and maybe reduce the risk. Really neat stuff out there. I will send along a separate link to a video that's kind of a new therapy called LSVT Big. It's wonderful stuff for Parkinson's disease. And Celine and Chris go over the real key features. You remember we have certain drug therapies that work. Remember with Parkinson's disease, when you see somebody moving around like Michael J. Fox, it's because of the drugs they're taking. It's called a dyskinesia. If they don't take the drugs, then they're completely akinetic, meaning they can't move at all. And that's the classic symptom of a Parkinson's patient. They have that mass face where they're not moving the muscles of their face and they can hardly move. Okay. Alrighty, guys, I'm looking forward to this spirited discussion again. They've put forth some great questions, and we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, one last thing, sorry. Please check your grades on Blackboard. I've been putting in comments here and there, and just to update you on how you're doing. Bye.